was asking me recommendations and some deck flip throughs and walkthroughs on my channel. So if it does say hi, welcome by the Bay, that's because that is a Mermaid Homestead channel that I have. And I had started uploading some videos there, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to get some ice cream vagina here. We are in an urban environment. Not necessarily necessary, but I would say incense or some type of meditational candle is for me personally. Got this off Etsy at a vintage shop, and then you light it, blow it out. There's some Palo Santo wood, and basically what this does is it cleanses the negativity in your space. It cleanses your decks, so you can do a prayer over them. Some of the tarot decks have like a little guided prayer for getting to know your deck and things like that, which is different and interesting. A lot of people say that you should take your tarot deck and sleep with it under your pillow to get to know it. Best thing for me, it's a lot of smoke. I'll put it over here. The best thing for me was to just get a Rider-Waite Smith deck. Now, there's lots of them out there. The original one has some bright yellow, red, white, and black and green colors. And so, put it over here. So, it was a little harsh for me to learn on that one 20 years ago, or in my tarot, and that one was really difficult to learn on. I just picked a palette on this, was really, because we had lots of rain. And I feel like any Rider-Waite deck is a good one to start with. Color palette is much softer, and we're here by the ocean. I like lots of blues and green tones and earthy tones, so I really like this deck. This is a great beginner deck. I'll put all the links below to the ones. A really good one that I felt like was kind of like my soul deck that I got, or Romy Choi. It's warm out here. High heat, high humidity. Best game systems, and this is a great like vintage era looking one. I had to get a little pouch for it that you can get started with. Here's the backs of this one. And again, it's just got a very soft, watercolory type of palette. This one follows the Rider-Waite Smith style, so it's really easy to learn with. And I felt like this one, because some of the decks out there can be a little cluttered with images, and this is very clear and easy to read with. So that is another one of my favorite decks for beginners. This was doing some readings. This was the Triple Goddess Tarot. Again, a very earthy deck. Has a little guidebook with blue bands. Just really beautiful colors. And I love the borderless. Just really clear, simple images to meditate on. Warmer than I thought out here. One more that I got in recently that I've been playing around with, and I really like it, and I think it would make a really good beginner deck, was the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. This okay, I'm gonna go back. The G-word artwork by Franco Rivoli. So I'll put the links. Tail, like fairy tale, good deck to learn on if you were looking for one of your images. Here's the, I don't know if I showed you guys the backs. Really pretty, kind of nautical in a way. For me, I like that. So those would probably be my top recommendations of what I have at home. I'm gonna say. Another thing I would say would be a really good necessity to have is to have a couple of crystals. If you're not going to have incense or candles, because you don't want to burn anything or anything going or lit, selenite is really good for removing all negative energy, absorbing it, clearing spaces. I always keep one by my computer when I'm having issues or problems. Crystal would be any type of like quartz. This happens to just your deck. Another thing a lot of people like to do is they take their deck and they'll knock on it. And you're clearing out energy. Like when you first get a deck, you should clear the energy from wherever it came. And then the thing that I like to do is I like to look at each image individually through the deck, and do a few card draws. So that's how I get to know my deck, is just looking at each image, maybe doing some journaling or some meditation, or just doing card draws every day with that deck, probably for a good week or more, however long you want to just do like 1 or 2 or 3 card pulls. So it's like South Texas, hot summer here, and we just got a ton of rain. We have more coming, so I figured it'd be nice to do a little bit of a change and come out here to the garden. It wouldn't be too sunny. I've watched a lot of YouTubers about their recommendations, and there's some books that I feel like are easier to get started in reading. I'm gonna put down a link to have the copies available right now. I think it's in my office. There was a Etsy shop that has like a cheat sheet, which is really great. She's put together like a cheat sheet of all the images of tarot, 78 cards, and their quinnings. And that's a great starting point if you just want to be able to print something, because to keep flipping back through books and stuff like that sometimes can be time consuming. And I thought that was a really great resource to have for beginners. This was probably the best book to get started with. And it's a magical course in tarot. It's really easy read. I mean, there's pictures about everything, keywords, how to use your deck, how to work with your deck. And this probably would be the only book that you need to get started with. And this is by Michele. She's also The Old New Way. I feel like this helps you read intuitively or tap into this to read tarot. I think that would be like my first book to give somebody to start. Just to get started, really easy. And a lot of these you can pick up used on eBay or Amazon. I picked up all of my books used, reading the cards. So she has it so it's like a, you can tell it's a split book. So it's split like that as a flip through. And she has some spreads, and then it's a little weird I probably don't use this one that often, but it probably would be a really good beginner one. Once I just found it really, I don't know, you have to double flip each page. So anyway, as an introduction, I guess talks about cleansing your deck, asking questions, closing down after a reading, past, present, and future spreads. And then it just kind of goes into pictures of the cards. Go over like, keywords, reverse meaning. So if you're struggling, and this would be a really good reference book. Great picture of the card. So I think this is a good book. I did pick up, I've got some flowers drying in it. I'm so funny. Okay, this is the Llewellyn's Complete Book of Tarot. It's a comprehensive guide by Anthony Lewis. This is a really nice big resource book that you can pick up. I do believe it's not really on sale. $25 US. I think this was really good because it went over the history of tarot, how tarot came to be, and then it goes a lot more in depth. So it talks about there's a lot more keywords. It tells you more, like the Leo and the Sagittarius and Aries and all that stuff like that. So like all of the zodiac signs and how they go together with the cards. It also goes over the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life. Not so much of Kabbalah, but more about the Tree of Life and how that is worked into the tarot. So this is like, but if you want to know more about like the background of tarot, more about different keywords that come up when you're doing readings and things like that, this gives you a much better explanation. As you can see, I've got some flowers drying in here. Trying not to open it up too much because I was going to do a craft project. So I do recommend this one. I think it's a good read. This specifically how to do some and things like that versus just going on Pinterest and typing up tarot spreads for love, tarot spreads for career, tarot spreads for, you know, finance and money, which you can do on Pinterest when I start doing that. So this is called Tarot Spreads, Layouts and Techniques to Empower Your Readings by Barbara Moore. She's a great author. This book goes for about $17. I believe I got this one used as well. It says, seek pattern among the cards as you explore the world of tarot. It's usually found only in workshops, plus nearly 70 different theme spreads, so you can choose to create the perfect spread for any question or purpose. Tarot expert Barbara Moore explains what makes a great tarot spread and why, including how the principles of design and psychological response play a part. In addition to simple techniques that will make your readings more fun, more accurate, and discover new ways to help you create a reading style that's all your own. And I think that's what's really great about this one. This talks about how to creatively, intuitively read the tarot for yourself and others as well when you're looking at the cards. And what do the cards mean for you? So it's really important, I think, for everyone to just sit down and journal with each card, or as you're doing tarot spreads and things like that for yourself, to journal what each card means to you, or if you're seeing different meanings in the cards. That's why I book for a lot of that. So I recommend that one. Now this is the recommend, and I feel really bad that I got a used one because it's falling apart. As you can see, I've been. This is 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack, revised with a new preface. I do believe I'm not sure if there's differences in the newer version. I did pick up this as a used one for, that was like it's a 21 bucks. I got this used for probably $10, and I need to like slap some hot glue in this thing or something. I feel really bad. It's falling apart. But I love this one because if you want to do a deep dive into tarot, and that's where I feel like I'm at now, is I'm deep diving into all of the meanings, the symbolism, and not just reading intuitively. I know more, and this given me a lot of the answers that I was looking for that I knew existed. And explains a lot. And I feel like it explains it in a really good way. So I'm going to try and show you a page that I haven't written all over. So each card is represented with a picture. It goes over the card really well. They kind of go into a situation or an explanation that you would put a card in a way, and how it's used, and the energy of the card, how it would apply in a reading. Reverse means, I'm not quite sure how to even word how well this is really written. It's written so well that I would probably just say, if I were to only pick to learn to read, if I were to pick just 2 books, I would get these 2 books. If you're on a tight budget, I'm sure you can find this used for under $10, and you can probably find this used for $10. For $20 plus another $20 to get a deck, journal book, and just get started. I want to do a deep dive in my channel. I know there's a couple of people that said the same thing, but I just feel like we are all thinking the same thing. there's a lot of people that do tarot. They do tarot readings. They talk about tarot. They do unboxing. Be a couple of people I think that have gone so many cards. There's 78 cards. It really in the minor arcana, card by card, and do it because I think there's just so much to talk about and to look into all the symbolism that you need one video per card. I mean, here's one card, and I'm making all my notes here that I want to go over. And then, of course, I circle and highlight and whatever, you know. So, I mean, it's just, the whole just totally, and just start breaking down one card at a time and doing a video for each card. And that way people can comment their thoughts or experiences with that card and maybe possible meanings that they've run across in their reading. You guys are following me on Instagram. My Instagram is BeccasByTheBay. And I may not do a card pull every day, but I tend to do a card pull pretty often, and put down kind of the meaning and feeling and intuitiveness of what I'm feeling today or that card. I have a Facebook page, Mermaid Bay Tarot, and I basically just share what I did on my Instagram. So I'm sharing, if I did a card pull, I post it there as well. Is filled with all of our homestead stuff, my soap making, my garden, things that I just find joyful and inspirational on a daily basis. So if you do want to follow me on Instagram, it's BeccasByTheBay, and I'll put all my links below. Again, might have been 30% off that I got the instant downloads. I printed them, and I just thought it was a really good quick reference on days that maybe I just felt like I just wanted a quick reference, you know what I mean, for things on days that's like, oh, what does that card mean again? Because I totally forgot on that one. Because some are better than others. Something fluttered, probably was a bird. But anywho, I hope you guys found this video informative and helpful. A like, a share, subscribe, be great. That. Did y'all see that? Anyway, we do have lots of birds around here. So here is a little sneaky peek at our garden. That's it for today, guys. I get posted here of some different things that I had done for videos. So I hope you check yours, comment below. That might help somebody else out and maybe link for it. And that'd be great. We'll see you guys next time in the next video. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. And thanks for joining me here in my garden. And try and get some things done following off. But we do have more rain headed our way. So do say some prayers for us because things in the garden were looking pretty good until the rain happened. We have some beautiful figs that we picked this morning, but because of all the rains, they're not as sweet. They're juicy and fluffy and full, but they're not as. You want up? Yeah. You want my cat? This is our puppy. You want mine? You love me. Yum. Not as sweet as they should be since all the rains came. All right, y'all. I wish you well in your journey to learning tarot, and thanks for joining me here on my channel, Mermaid Bay Tarot. And I hope you find a great place to just hang out and chit chat about stuff like that, because it's stuff that I like to talk about, and stuff I've really gotten back into, and I just really have found it really helpful during the past 2 years with everything that's been going on. A great platform to be sharing that. So see you guys in the next video. Much blessings, much love. See you next time.